In today's episode, we're going to talk about embrace the weird. When I say about embracing the weird, it's because I think that the whole concept is actually read backwards. Weird is good. Weird is fun. Being weird is more important than being normal or being common. It's kind of like exploring the unconventional wisdom. Unconventional wisdom. So what the word weird means? Because it's like, I Google it and I found things like, it's like a quirky art, not conventional lifestyle choices, or just a very particular behavior. But I don't think it's just about that. It's about thinking outside the box. It's about having the courage of doing things that other people don't do or don't have the courage to do it. It's about like exposing yourself, but most likely is expose your true self, like your feelings, your ideas, your imagination. Like it's open yourself and make yourself vulnerable in front of everybody else. But the key in here is like not everybody is confident enough to do these things. So if you think you're a common person or a normal person, please stop watching this video because this video is not for you. When I think about embracing the weird, I imagine letting go all the social expectations, right? So allowing ourselves to be ourselves, to true self, to shine, to let that thing that you have inside out without any kind of limitations. In fact, embracing all this, it can actually lead to a richer and more fulfilled life because the type of interactions that you're going to have while you express yourself, they're going to be like 10 times better. But why does society often push us toward sameness, to be everybody the same? I think everything boils down to the social norms and a desire to acceptance. Like, right, I mean, myself raising like as a child, you know what I mean? Like I always have that desire to fit in, you know what I mean? To be aligned to everybody else. So I was actually fighting to myself in order to quiet this voice inside to try to fit in these communities. So what do you think? Do you think we should actually suppress kids with their unique traits in order to be accepted in society? Think about it this way. For the past 2,000 years, if we were still doing the same things that humanity was doing 2,000 years ago, we will not be where we are right now. The reason how society evolved is because there is always someone that is thinking outside the box. There is always someone that is willing to like carve a new path. And everybody else, or not everybody else, but a lot of people start like paying attention to that new path and start following that new path. So if it wasn't for the weird ones, that are the ones that actually break the ice and they create these new things, or like just for the fact that you're expressing yourself, you showing to the rest of the community a different perspective, a different point of view, we will not be where we are right now. I'm going to read about this because it's very long and it has weird words for me in English. So psychologists suggest that embracing our weird can actually foster creativity. There is a term, it's called cognitive diversity. And it refers to differing perspectives and problem-solving methods bringing from people to the table. That means like if someone is a mechanic and it's exposed to this kind of things, and this guy is an artist and it's a weird one, and this other guy is a Christian pastor from the church and whatever, and like all these people together trying to solve a one problem, we will all have way more diverse ways to think because of the things that we are exposed. So in this case, the more diverse our thoughts and experience, the stronger our collective output is going to be. Here's where I come with I think the actually word weird. It's reading backwards. So a couple of days ago, I was having lunch with a buddy of mine, and we were like having this awesome conversation. My buddy is a super interesting person. He's like super intelligent, super smart. He loves Norse mythology, but he's American, and he has like a bunch of tattoos and things like that. And he comes from a very structured household, same as I do. So it was funny because we were talking and we have very similar experiences on our growth in our childhood and all that stuff. And everybody will like always like point the finger at us like, oh, you're being weird or you're crazy or why you have to do this. And always trying to questioning the things the way that we were doing the things, right? And this is the crazy part because, again, as I said before, the weird people or the ones that are embracing the weird actually are the ones that are capable to like put that vulnerability on the surface and open themselves to show a different thing, right? And most likely, the ones that point the finger at you are the persons that are actually not courage enough to do that kind of thing. Because, I mean, let's be honest, everybody has some weird inside, but most likely people has tendency to bury those things super deep down. Why? Because they're afraid to not fit in. They're afraid to not be the popular kid in school. They're afraid to not be super successful. And then guess what? Actually, there is a reason why you were born in that household. There is a reason why you were born in that circle of people. There is a reason why you're different in that circle of people, because the same way that we look at other ones, those other ones are looking at you. And with your wisdom, I know your completely different point of view, your completely different perspective, you are actually teaching other people every day and in showing them courage, showing them there is always a different way to do things, and that showing them that if you actually do something that you want, your life is going to be better and happier. The problem with this is people is not conscious about their words. And sometimes they will say this kind of things to me, to my body, or to any other person that it feels like different than everybody else. And they can actually shut them down. The crazy part in this, it's when you actually grow and you build that confidence on yourself and you start putting out those things that you have inside, it's crazy because not until I got rid of my stigma of being crazy or being different and all that stuff, and I started embracing who I am and the things that I do and all that stuff, and I put it out there, it work has a magnet, and it started bringing more fulfilling relationships to the table. And I can talk fact about this. Years ago, I had my own production company where I was doing photography and video filming and production and all that stuff. I was directing commercials and all those things. Yeah, I was co-working with another company. This company was giving me housing. And this company was working for big ass companies like Coca-Cola, BMW, and you name it. So one day, my buddy, the owner of the company, is like, hey, Sunday, we have a meeting for Coca-Cola. All right, cool. So Sunday, I show up in there. Like, looking at me, full of tattoos, big dude, and all that stuff. We were sitting down on a table. We were discussing a $5 million year budget for Coca-Cola Latin America. And I was sitting down there, and I remember this vividly, right? We were like pitching ideas, something like that. So imagine in the table, it's like there's people all kinds of age, all kinds of ethnicities, all kinds of like different fashion styles and things like that. And we are pitching ideas for the same thing. And I remember like having the thinking that I was like, what am I doing here? How did I got here? It's insane. But guess what? My buddy, that was the owner of that company that has those clients, he is a visionary. And he is the one who was collecting all this group. So to all of you out there that you think badly to yourself and that you're going into a rabbit hole every time that you feel that you think weird to yourself, guess what? Express yourself. Put it out there. Show it. Make everybody knows that you are there to help them to see a different point of view. And your life is going to be 10 times better. For all of you weirdos out there, including me, stop trying to fit in. Embrace who you are because you play a very important role in all the people around you. You are the one who actually bring a different perspective to the table. You are the one who break the ice for everybody else to follow you. So stop trying to fit in. You are already in. Just be yourself. And everything around you, it will shift for a better place. My name is Patricio. Thank you so much for watching my podcast. Please like and subscribe. Thank you for all the messages, sending me ideas for new podcasts. Thank you for the messages, sending greetings. And remember, if you don't do the change, nobody will do it for you.